All right. Hi, Miss Nurin. My name is Haja, a student of the Faculty of Education and Humanities of UNITA. Thank you for participating in this interview. This interview is conducted for our group project to explore stakeholders' view on Malaysia's 2027 New School Curriculum, KP 2027, which emphasize on character education. Let me introduce my team members before we proceed to the first question. First is Atika, followed by Yana, then Alia, and lastly Fifi. All right, let's move on to the first question. We will be asking you several questions and would like to hear your perspective as a community member. So the first one is, have you heard about the 2027 new school curriculum, KP 2027 in Malaysia?
Um, I do heard about it, but I heard about it through social media and maybe the news, and I know that it focuses on the character education. But however, I think that I'm not really familiar with the full details because I just heard on the surface of the 2027 new school curriculum. So I think there's a strong public demand that the school should provide more information about it.
All right, thank you, Miss Nurin. Next, I'll pass to the second person, Atika.
Thank you, Hajar. Now let's move on to our next question. So, Miss Nuri, why do you think character education is important for today's students?
I think because the education should not focus only on the academics, because to navigate the future, students need good manners and also values. So highlighting the characters will help the children become more responsible individuals and also may reduce the problems among the students.
Okay, thank you, Miss Nuring. Okay, the next question I want to ask you, how can the community contribute to shaping students' character?
Um, I think from the community perspective, we play such a big part when students are outside of the classroom. First, the adults in maybe in the neighborhood must set a good example. Second, the neighborhood should also organize some community activities and support the school programs, and also encourage the positive values and help to guide and monitor young people. As this being said, for example, maybe the neighborhood watch can organize weekend sports or cleanup activities for the students and also involve all the parents also, which will keep the teenagers busy and stops them from loitering or into these terms, lay parking on the streets.
Okay, thank you, Miss Nurin. Moving on to the next question. How can the lack of character, how can the lack of character development in education contribute to social issues among students? Thank you.
Okay. If the schools and if the schools and the society ignore the character building of a student, of an individuals, we will see a lot of irresponsible behavior and negative peer influence among the students. So, which will lead to a lack of respect towards their teachers, parents, and obviously will lack of respect towards their peers. And along the way, it will cause a juvenile delinquency, which is the youth crimes. So the most important thing that we need to see is if the we will see the increased cases of the bullying and cyberbullying, which is the most famous things in the school. So for the example in Malaysia today, there's a lot of viral videos of bullying cases in the school hostels and students using anonymous TikTok or maybe Telegram confession page to talk bad about their classmates and teachers.
Okay, thank you, Miss Nurin, for the prompt sharing. Okay, for the last question, I would like to ask about what suggestion do you have for school and communities to work together?
mm, to fix the problems between the school, the communities, they must strengthen the communication between them because they should organize a joint program and also promote the volunteering activities among their community, because this will increase the parent community involvement so that everyone can work together to support the students that is developing. And also maybe for schools, they can work with the PIBG, parent teacher associations, and also local food banks. Students can volunteer to pack the food for the needed families, and which teach them kindness and hard work in real life.
Thank you very much for your time and for answering our questions. This marks the end of our interview session. Thank you, Ms. Nurin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss.